Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. I've been looking forward to this for a bit now. Master of Magic, they have remade it. Now, I haven't looked too much into this game as far as like what, there's been some people that have been streaming it in early access or during beta or whatever. And I haven't really watched too much of that, so this is kind of my first real look at it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've heard reports that it's very much. They didn't really add too much or change too much compared to the original game itself. So I'm expecting these things to be fairly familiar, fairly similar to what I've played before, although that was like forever ago now. So early 90s, one of the first games I ever played. All right. Cool. So just looks like starting gold. I don't remember having starting gold, but I guess that's an option now. AI basic skill. Yeah, let's go with master. Why not? Number of AI wizards. I kind of like big, large games, so let's go with 4. Neutral armies. Sure. Layered defense. Okay, beginner. Okay, each thing has its own intensity. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to crank all those up to 12. I'm gonna be asking you guys who we should play and what books we should stack here in a second. So if you have thoughts on it, go ahead and say hello and let me know what you're thinking if you have any thoughts already. Magic intensity. Okay, this is some sort of multiplier. It's at mighty right now. I guess normal. Special effects, update, and new events. Okay. Interesting. Battle movement cost. Sure. I don't know why I would want to mess with that. I guess that's to make. Oh, okay. There can be difficult terrain. Okay. I think we want that. I think difficult terrain sounds fun to play with. World size. Hey, there we go. Let's go with large. Does that change the number of wizards? No. Huh. I thought we chose 5 a while ago. All right. Initial economy. Normal. Sure. We'll get another thing. Okay. Oh, you can add a start hero. Okay, cool. Just to probably make it a little bit easier. Oh, there's just like presets here, I guess. Oh my gosh, very small. I want large though. Sure. Oh, you get less spell books. Okay. Well, that's not fun. I think we're going to leave that at 12, just because that is fun. Hey, Nani. This is a 4X game, so expand, exploit, all that good stuff. Yeah, kind of like Civ, I guess, like kind of the OG version. It's going to look probably pretty similar. You, instead of being able to choose a civilization, though, you get to choose your leader here, and then I guess you could also make a custom leader. This is very much like the original game. And then Master of Magic. So let's just say we pick something there. You have all these traits that you can give to your leader, which are basically like the advantages you're going to have. For the entire game. Oh, hey, Lyriel. We're just getting started. Just kind of cranked it on. So these are things that like, how do I say this? So you have this leader and you have units, guys, that you can build units and what have you. But you can also cast spells, and you can cast these big like world shaping spells or interfere in individual battles throughout your kingdom. And how much magic you have. I'll show all that later. But these kind of things can affect it. And then there are also like nodes throughout the world that you have to go capture. You can kind of think of them as like magic mines, kind of like magic batteries, ley lines, or whatever, where it'll give you more magic to cast more spells. There are a bunch of different kinds of spells. So, and you know what, maybe I'll wait until there's kind of more of a visual, but you know, I'm trying to hurry actually, and I should just take my time. So maybe I take that back. Uh, Oh, this is cool. So alchemy allows you to turn gold into mana and back and forth. So each turn you'll get some mana income and you can cast spells with that. So when you're kind of like looking at your kingdom, you can cast spells. Nature. Do we need to go? I was asking everybody earlier, Lyriel, if what kind of books, what kind of race should we make? Should we go nature? Should we go nature themed? We got at least one vote for nature. So let's see what it does. So 1 power plus 2 casting skill. Um, each spellbook above the 7th adds plus 5% to the research points invested in deciphering spells of that domain, and also reduces their casting cost by 5%. That's not that big a deal. The main thing that's going to matter for spellbooks, and I'll actually just go ahead here and show you, is actually let me do one in death, bunch in nature. Oh, I gotta use them all. Okay. Oh yeah, it's kind of cool. You can't choose both life and death magic. It brings you to this. So this is the Nature College of Magic, and depending on how many spell books you have within that one thing, so I don't even have enough for an extra, like the next level. You can unlock the next level. Oh, you need at least 10. Okay. So these are common spells. You can pick which ones you get, and then you can kind of get a rough idea. So, yeah, Earth to Mud, the Earth erupts, splitting up mud on any unit in a 3-hex area in each direction from the target hex. The effect lowers the movement point by 1, works only on normal movement, and lasts for 3 turns. So it doesn't affect flying units, as you might imagine, I assume is what that means. Mud cannot be resisted by such thing as elemental armor or elemental resistance. So that means that if you cast it, some units will have okay nature, yes, cool. Some units will have resistance to certain types, so if you're trying to cast like a death spell on like a creature that might have resistance to death spells, trying to do damage directly to them, they could resist it. This is just saying that okay, it's affecting the hex, not the actual character. Resist elements, they go cast a protective aura against the strength of elements, giving +3 resistances, and armor against most chaos and nature spells or monster attacks. Interesting that chaos and nature is being put together. I think that could be kind of a fun thing to pair. I really wanted to play chaos, and I'm also being told that nature is a good way to go by chat, and I want to do what you guys are suggesting. Wall of stone. Okay, why waste manpower when you can have real power? Instantly create a wall of stone in the target city. The wall has all the properties of the city walls building. Okay, that's pretty awesome. So this would be an example. You have these different cities, and then when you actually enter combat, you go to a tactical map, and that'll put you in there. And then you literally have walls protecting your units that your opponent has to break through or fly over before they can attack you. Walls take time, and if you're not expecting a fight, the fact that you can just like throw up a wall could be really useful situationally. Giant Strength converts the wizard's power into raw strength for their followers and increases the target unit's melee attack strength by +1. Okay, I mean that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if this is a combat spell, there's probably a word for it, but more of like a realm spell, or both. So I'm not sure if you can cast this while in the world map and put it on different units and then have to pay an upkeep, and then when they go into combat they already start with it, or if it's something you have to cast once combat has already started. And it could be a little bit of both. Could be column A, column A, and column B. If I'm recalling, I could be thinking of a different game too. A strong web tries to entangle the enemy. Target unit gets 3 resistance and maybe immobilized. D10 roll, current resistance. The result equals the number of turns active, but the minimum is 1. Okay. That's a little bit oddly worded to me. Web also prevents flight for the rest of the battle. Oh, that's cool. Even if it did not immobilize the target, magic immunity cannot stop web. Oh, that's actually really strong, potentially. So if you have flying units, they can't be attacked by non-flying units, and so it offers like a pretty huge advantage, or it can. For several reasons, but even if you have like melee units, and you're attacking somebody, and then you're like, oh, this unit is low on health. If he's flying and your opponent isn't, there's no way for your opponent to do more damage, so it can't kill your unit. So it allows you to kind of micro and to make sure that you help you from losing units. So that's pretty cool. War Bears. Oh, that's fun. So this is another example of kind of like a realm spell where you can cast this, summon a group, and then you have to pay upkeep on them, but they can move around and be part of your army. I'm not sure. I think that you can also summon creatures in combat. Maybe you can. You definitely can. But I don't remember if it's like all the time or like all spells, I mean, rather, or only certain spells. We'll have to we'll have to see. It's been a little bit. Okay, Stone Skin. This used to be really good. Some of these resistance spells transforms the outer flesh into a crust of stone, causes the target skin to harden, increasing the unit's armor by +1. Okay, we'll definitely do the War Bears for sure, Lariel. Yeah, they are summoned. They aren't real. Yeah, not real creatures that would get hurt. I assure you, they are purely. They go back to the plane of nature. I promise. No real war bears were hurt during the making of this video game. Upon the magical command, water carries your allies, endows the units with the ability to walk on water. Okay, that's really useful. This is again, I can't remember if most of these spells can be used in combat and in the realm, but there'll be oceans essentially, or seas or whatever, separating different areas, and your units are trying to move, and to be able to cast water walk or fly is another one, is really helpful. I assume it will probably also matter for tactical combat where there might be water separating units, but I could be wrong. Oh, sprites. Remember sprites? These guys shoot, or at least they used to. Summon sprites, tiny flying creatures with magic ranged attacks. They will obey the wizard's command until death or banishment. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess they both say that. They will obey until death or banishment. Okay, so you summon them, they're there, and so I assume that's on the world map. Earth lore. The incantation allows you to listen to the whispers of the earth. The spell reveals places of interest and cities on all hexes in the range area. Oh, okay. Cool. So that just like you cast this and then it just reveals a big area. That's pretty cool. I think places of interest in cities is code for like it just reveals everything, but there will still be like fog of war, is I think what that means. Well, I think we should go back. We know we're playing nature. Lariel, do you agree with, or anybody else in chat want to chime in? Nature and chaos. Does that sound all right? I kind of like that one guy we were just looking at. Oh. Little demonish with the horns. feel like I like that guy the best so far. And then we'll have to come up with our name. All right. I should have thought of a name beforehand. He's kind of giving off like Montezuma vibes, so maybe we'll call him Monty. With the large headdress, That's what we're going with. Nature and chaos are kindred spirits. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. So we'll get rid of the death magic. Don't want any of that. I am curious. We'll take a peek real quick. Oh, it's gonna make me pick one more. Okay, cool. That unlocked. I am curious. What spells here on the second level? Choosing these starting spells. If anybody is thinking about playing this game, this is actually, and for you, Nani, I don't know if you're interested, but this is probably a really good. And obviously we'll wait to see what it is. But if it's an accurate remake of which by all accounts it is, of the original Master of Magic, this is a great entrance into like the 4X like space. So it's turn based. There are a lot of really fun mechanics, and it's built kind of like a good board game. So a good board game is very interesting and very easy to understand, but then there's like a lot of depth to it. Kind of like chess, to use a very old school example. Chess, the rules are simple to understand, but then it's the strategy that makes it really fun. And I think that that's kind of what, this is a little bit more complicated as far as, all these different schools of magic and everything else. But it is fairly easy to understand. And if you click stuff, you're not going to make horrible decisions or anything like that. So, all right, let's take a look. So we got Crack's Call. Upon your magical command, the spell rends the earth. Any non-flying corporeal creature standing over the newly created fissure has a 25% chance of dying. Whoa. Stone walls that cross the fissure are destroyed. Okay. Huh. Man, that's interesting because that's just like 25% chance they just die. No damage, just die. That's interesting. Okay. That could be really powerful. Nature's Eye. You attune your magical senses. I actually, as I'm looking at these, I think I know what I want to pick, and it's in the Chaos Tree, but we'll get there. You attune your magical senses to nature, and it allows you to glimpse through her eyes, extending the scouting range of a friendly city to 9 hexes in all direction. Okay, that's really cool. So you have fog of war basically around your cities, and this extends the view so you can see everything inside. Ice Bolt. A bolt of piercing ice is cast at your enemy. A 5 strength magical cold attack with +1 damage for each extra point of mana spent. Okay. Yeah, so you can basically overcast spells in combat, some spells. So that's what the last part of that is saying. So you can up the damage on a spell. So if you only have 1 damaging spell and it's, like this uncommon level, you could maybe cause it to do more damage instead of, since you don't have access to maybe something else, but you can just turn mana into damage. A direct damage spell, those can be really nice in combat. But I don't think something that we're going to hinge on right now. And I'll explain this more in a minute, but there are different styles of play. So if we actually go back here real quick, Summoner should be a thing. It should say Conjurer maybe. Yeah, Master of Summoning. The Conjurer reduces the spell research time and casting cost of all summoning spells by 25%, and also reduces the upkeep cost of fantastic creatures by 25%. The total cost of the current summons is rounded up. Then the 25% is deducted. Okay, yeah. So this just means, so when you go to cast a spell, it might cost like 100 mana, and it takes you turns as you put mana towards that total cost. And I'm making up the number 100. I don't remember what the numbers are going to be like. So then you cast the spell, and then each turn maybe it costs you 1 mana or something. So you can only upkeep so many creatures. So if you wanted to, you could create your mage could be the one that just summoned a bunch of different creatures. Maybe you just went a little bit into each one of these things, and that way you had, these summons from the sorcery, skill tree are really good at one thing, the ones from the chaos are good at another, and so on and so forth. And so that's kind of the idea there if you wanted to go that route. And then you can also go the route of, I just want to be a really strong direct damage dealer, right? And so you could, and probably one of these schools is probably better at than others, although all of them should have something except for maybe life. And so there's probably something in here. Archmage kind of lets you cast more spells and use more just pure like magical power. There might be something, I don't know, evocation, or I don't know, what does this channeler do? But you get the idea that it'll allow you to cast a lot of just basic attack spells. It makes them cheaper, makes them easier to use, and stuff like that. So that's the idea there. Anyways, I'll keep going here. So we got a transmute commands earth resources to bend to your will. Oh, transmutes ores found in mountains and hills. Coals to gems, iron to gold, and silver to mithril. Okay. That could be really huge. Basically just building up your economy. I'm trying to remember what all those things do, but I think they give pretty significant benefits to your city. I don't know if this is something you have to maintain the channel or you just cast it once. I tend to think that this is a spell that you just cast once and there's no upkeep on it. I kind of wish they told you a little bit more about these. Actually, it would be a little bit more helpful. Nature's because they do provide it when you actually like research them. I'm sure. Nature's Cures, call upon Nature's Restoration Might. It completely heals all units that are stacked in a target land hex. Okay, that's pretty huge. So as you're wandering around with your units and you get into combat, you'll take damage and then you just heal naturally over time, and this just is like an instant heal all the way up for your units. That could, again, I mean, all of these are most of these are pretty useful, but that's pretty interesting. Basilisk, this is gonna be fun. Summons a giant basilisk that can turn its foes into stone. Before it strikes with its strong melee attack, it will obey the wizard's command until death or banishment. All right, so before it attacks, there's some roll, and depending on an opponent's resistances, there's a chance it could just turn them to stone. And when you're turned to stone, the unit's dead. At least it used to be. So that's pretty crazy. I imagine there's some upkeep on this guy for sure. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the. Oh, it wants me to select stuff. All right, cool. Chaos now. So you can see we only have like one book in Chaos, so this isn't huge. Now the Chaos channels, there it is. It's hilarious that I remember this from like 30 years ago. Chaos channels, Chaos mutations were the target normal unit or hero except Tauren. I don't know why except Tauren receives one of the following mutations: Demon Skin Armor, +3 armor, Demon Wings adds flight, or Fire Breathing, +2 initially improves along with unit rank. Okay, cool. Once affected by this spell, the creature can never be chaos channeled again. How old was I when I played the OG version of this? Super young. Yeah, I was pretty young. I think it was like after it had been out for a while. I want to say like 95 if I had to guess. I'm not really sure, so that would make me 11. It might have been earlier than that. It's possible that it was earlier than that. I think this came out in 92, but I could be getting that confused with something else. It might even have been the 80s. I could be getting confused with like Daggerfall. Our neighbors too had a computer, and this is back when only some people had a computer, and they were really into PC games, Lands of Lore, and stuff like that. And I'm trying to think if I ever got into any games because it was their dad. It wasn't actually them, who was so much into computer games. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So this is cool. This does not require upkeep or anything. You just cast it, and randomly a target gets +2 armor. They get flight, or they get a fiery breath attack. So it gives them +2 to their attack. I believe it just adds to their normal attack. So I love this ability. It used to be really strong, and it used to be really fun to cast it on your units. So I really want it. So I think we're going to make sure that we have enough for that. So it looks like you need like most of your books in one thing to be able to get that skill. So I think we're not going to worry about it right now. I think we're just going to get it as we go along. So you can you'll get all these spells, or have the potential. You'll be able to research all these spells as you play through the game. All right, so now we have some choices here. Alchemy, if you're playing a race, I think dwarves, or I think you have start positions, like dwarves tend to maybe start in mountains, or maybe you might start where you have gold or something else. Nani. I don't know. He not busy being born, is busy dying. Nani saying she feels a bit old. Talking about, well, there's a bunch of people probably watching that are like, this guy's old. So we're to some people, we're in the same category. Don't feel bad. Cool. So if you're near gold or mithril, something that produces a lot of income, I don't know that mithril does. It might allow you to make other units that need mithrils. They're like prereq. Oh, yeah. It also gives all units built in nearby cities magic weapons. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. I think that some of them allow, like maybe Mithril allows your weapons to be like magical. I don't really remember. Um, I don't think we need it. We're not really focusing on that, but you can basically be like, oh, I make a lot of magic. I can convert that to mana at a 1-to-1 ratio. You can always do it, but being able to do it at a 1-to-1 ratio can be pretty advantageous if you know you're going to have a strong economy. Artificer. Master the Magical Forge. An artificer reduces the cost of making magical items by 50%. Artificers also begin the game with the enchant item and create artifact spells. Ooh, I like it. So you have heroes, and heroes you can equip weapons to, and you can create your own, and you can make some pretty fun and pretty broken things. I want it. I need it. We're taking it. Chaos Mastery. Mastery over the realms reduces the spell research time and casting costs of chaos spells by 15%. Oh, excuse me. And doubles the magic power obtained from chaos nodes. Ooh, that's okay. That's pretty strong. You must already have 4 chaos spell books. Okay. So the way it works is you have, from different things, like you might build a some building like a mage's tower. It might be something else. Thank you, Lyriel. Or something else in your city, and that gives you so much magical power per turn. And I don't remember exactly what I want to say, like you can build like a cultist building or something like that, or maybe it's just a mage's tower. I don't really remember. But it gives you magic income per turn that you can then spend on spells. And basically, the other way to do that is to go out and there's all these nodes. There'll be all these different things on the map you'll see in a second, and you can fight the creatures there. And if you succeed, then you can, through a process, channel all the magic from that node. It's basically like a ley line, and then you have more magic. And this lets you double what you get from chaos nodes, which is pretty cool because that's a huge source of adding to your power. I am happy being thought of as your little brother, Nani. That's right, Lyriel. I am not sneezing from rabbit fur. There's a rabbit in my lap, but according to Lyriel, there's no rabbit fur ever in this house. Oh, no, that's not true. But thank you. But one day we'll have a bunny cam. I don't know how to do it where it's not like weird and awkward, but I'm working on figuring out a way to hook up a bunny cam. All right, Conjurer. That's for summoning. I want to replay. That's why I think this is such a fun and interesting game because you can replay and be like, you know what, this time I'm just conjuring everything, and you just play with a whole bunch of conjured units, and you use them to gain power, and then you just kind of go from there, and that's a fun way to play. And it's also like, at least the OG version was very, when there's like bugs in a game, but they more feel like it more feels like their features. It really does. I'm joking about that because we always say that about ESO. They're not bugs, they're features. But it really does feel like the bugs, like it's just fine. It's like, oh yeah, you can glitch this guy out and kill him, and that's how you do this thing. And you're like, it doesn't feel bad. It feels like fun. That's how the original Master of Magic was. So anyways, being able to be like, oh, I'm doing this, like choosing Artificer and then like getting a starting hero and then like making the most broken weapon possible that took you like 100 turns to do. And then once you make it, that hero is just like unkillable. And you're just like, oh yeah, I just have this one hero run around and kill literally everything. And like literally nothing can kill him. You can do that, or at least you could in this game. And I imagine it's going to be the same way here. And it's broken. Sure, there are problems with that, but it's just so fun. And it just like the base instinct is like, this is really fun. I enjoy doing this. And so I'm hoping this is the same way here with the remade version, which again, by all accounts, it will be. Famous. Oh, this is really fun. This one doesn't seem crazy, but it actually can be really good. The Wizard's Renown carries over even into these new worlds. They begin the game with extra 25 fame. Being famous doubles the chance of wizards hiring heroes, recruiting mercenaries, and buying magical items. So periodically at the beginning of your turn, someone might just come up and it's like so and so, uh, Rogdar, the barbarian shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'll work for you I'll be your hero if you'll pay me," and you can hire them. And then there's some upkeep per turn, and you can look at their stats and see how good they are. And being famous allows you to get more of those. Heroes are really a big deal in Master of Magic, and again, especially when you get magic items. And as you defeat things, you can also get magic items for them. So that's really cool. I like that. I want it. I don't know if we can afford it. Mana focusing. Grab a drink of water here. Also, the audio cut out. I think we have an audio bug with this game because there's no music playing right now, and it was playing early. It might just be the screen, but it was playing earlier, and then I adjusted it down, and then it just cut out entirely, and I had to restart the game to get the audio back up. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So you actually have power, and that turns into mana, and this just allows you to turn to get more mana from your power to be able to cast more spells. So like you can do like mana focusing with Archmage and other things like that, and make yourself maybe with Channeler, and make yourself just crazy producing of magic, and that can be pretty cool. I might have to rethink the Artificer here. Yeah, we'll have to see. Nature Mastery, we kind of looked at that already. With Chaos Mastery, it's just the other version of it. Hard to say. Like, I like the idea, but I'm not sure. And I don't know if it because in theory there's 5 kinds of nodes, so getting double from like one kind of node maybe not the biggest thing in the world. Sorcery Mastery reduces spell research time by 15%, twice as hard to dispel your sorcery spells. Oh, what am I looking at? I forgot that sorcery is just a school of magic here. Okay, so yeah, just like nature and chaos mastery, the grayed out ones I don't qualify for at this point. Archmage. Okay, your casting skill you'll see in a minute, but there's like 3 categories you can put your power into or your casting skill into. So it gives you +10. That's pretty huge, actually. Makes it twice as hard to dispel your spells. Just all spells. That seems very powerful. Okay. Yeah, this 50% bonus, all power spent on increasing the skill. I think it's your skill, the skill of your mage. I think we want this. I think this is pretty huge. I think we can work with this to really do something fun. I am tempted to drop this. We'll see. Channeler. Let me see what this does. Master's accuracy and ignores spellcasting range. Oh man, yeah. So the farther you are from your either capital or maybe some source of power, the more a spell costs. So it makes it where as you go further and further away, being able to use spells to kind of conquer everything and to do cool stuff costs more and more. Okay, and reduces upkeep on spells. So I think like Channeler and Conjurer, like those could be things that worked well together. Charismatic. Okay, so I don't remember this at all. Oh, okay. Wait, pay half for hiring heroes, mercenary, and purchasing magic items. Wow, that's kind of crazy. And then I guess you get along well with others. I keep cutting out? Oh no. I will keep an eye. Thanks, Nani. I appreciate it. I will keep an eye on the audio and see if I can notice it. Would you let me know if it keeps happening? I don't have any kind of sort of sound gate or anything, so I don't know. So it's not It's not something that is supposed to be intentional malfunctioning. Divine Power. Divine Influence increases the power gain and the pacifying effects, lowering unrest that was obtains from religious buildings by 50%. Not something we're going to mess with. Infernal Power, I assume, is the other side of that. It lowers unrest. You can charge people more, and that'll increase your for taxes, and that'll increase your unrest. And you have stuff that can offset it and what have you. Okay, yeah, Mirren. So there's basically two worlds in this game. So there's the regular world, and then there's the Mirren, the mirror world, if you will, which is kind of tends to be a little bit darker, a little bit more filled with magic, at least certain kinds. And I'm not sure what else they did with it, so we'll just have to see. Instead of Arcanus, oh yeah, you can start with a Mirren race. So there's Beastmen, Dark Elves, Draconian, Dwarves, and Trolls. Oh, and the Wizard's Fortress generates 5 additional power. I mean, I like it. I want it. Node Mastery. Oh, okay, this is interesting. It's just nodes in general. Doubles the magic power obtained from all magical nodes. I mean, this, like, Node Mastery, a couple of these things that are, like, generic seem just infinitely better than, like, specific spell mastery. Like, the extra 15% research time doesn't seem that crazy. I think we want Node Mastery. So, what do we have to do? Nature, Chaos, and Sorcery. I mean, I'm down. I'm down to do that. I kind of like the idea of being in the mirror world. I'm not worried too much about having a bunch of spells in one particular school. I think this does prevent you from learning spells of a certain level, potentially. Or maybe it doesn't matter that much. I could be wrong. I guess we'll just have to find out. Okay, Warlord, if you want to go kind of more melee, or not melee, but like lean into your units, I guess, more and worry less about casting spells in combat. And then Sage Mastery. I don't know what this does. Oh, okay, allows you to research faster. All right, so like Node Mastery, need at least 4 in one School of Magic. Okay, so we need that. 3 of 6 left. So kind of seems like we only have 1. So if we want to be in the mirror world and start with dwarves or trolls or draconians, I don't think we want to do beastmen or dark elves necessarily, although I did used to play dark elves quite a bit. Also, I'm not as worried about that. Should we start in the mirror world? I think we should. It gives us more magic. We're going with Node Mastery. We're going with Archmage. I think we're really want to lean into that. So I think we'll call this good, and we'll just go pick our spells. All right. So some of this might change as we see that, like, there's a just as good of a spell in one of the other skills or other spell trees. So we need War Bears for Lyriel. She would like to see some War Bears, and I am in agreement. Resistances could be interesting. Okay. All right. Seems okay at the moment. It's a stutter in the stream. Well, that's kind of annoying. I'm sorry. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. Sometimes I can do stuff. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what's going on. This slows targets. Does it do damage? Mostly just slows them. I don't think I'm that interested. Resistance will be good. We'll want it at some point, so it might be worth taking now. I don't know how great Giant Strength is going to be. Stone Skin I like a little bit more to keep the units alive, to live to fight another day. Interesting, but not crazy. I'm not really sure on this. I'm going to come back. Oh, it wants me to pick them all. Okay, we'll go to Chaos. We can summon a creature. I don't think we want to mess with that. Warp creature. Attempts to warp and degenerate the enemy. Target unit tries to withstand it, but at -1 resistance. Warp creatures suffer either half attack strength attacks, half armor points, or no resistance. Okay. Very much the Chaos theme here, where kind of like Chaos Channels, it's like one of 3 random things happens. Shatter. Cripples the enemy, shattering the resolve. Target units melee, missile, and thrown strength that's reduced by 1. Okay, so it just weakens them. Wall of Fire. This is can be really strong for defending your city. It does just what you'd think. Sure, units can pass through it, but they take damage. So that's significant. If they have range units, that can mitigate it. I think flying units can fly over it. But this still used to be at least very powerful. Eldritch Weapon. Okay, reduced chance to be blocked by the enemy. Okay, makes it a magical weapon. I'm interested. Some of these spells you can kind of like load up and layer onto your heroes as well, and that can make them pretty strong. Okay, it can destroy the land or corrupt it. Firebolt, your basic attack spell, kind of like that idea so far. Warp Wood, this that can be really strong because it just stops them from being able to attack. With ranged, if you have someone, because they can do quite a bit of damage while you're trying to move into range. Oh, that's fun. Destroy stone wall. I think we're just going to go with Firebolt. I know that's a little lame, but we do want a direct damage spell. Oh, I guess then we have Psychic Blast, though, from Sorcery. I guess we'll have to see here. Oh, Nagas. I remember these guys. Counter Magic. Word of Recall. Okay, that's nice. You can just pull your units back to save them. Confusion. Confusion. This is a really strong spell. Yeah. We'll wander randomly and may even attack their own side. Confusion is amazing. We're probably going to go with that. Phantom Warriors could be very good as well. As a summon unit. They're like really strong, but like attack, but like I think had really weak defense if I remember. And you summon this like in combat. Resist magic. There's a lot of stuff in sorcery here, honestly. Okay. Wow, triple strength against arcane spell. Okay. Wandering Island. Oh man. This is really fun. It cannot fight, but it basically like flies. Oh no, it just travels in water. That's a really fun spell. I think we have to go with Confusion just to make sure that we're in a good spot. I think this web seems really good. Yeah, I like the Stone Skin and Owlbears. I think we're just going to stick with that. We're going to call that good, I think. All right. Now we get to choose who we play as. Oh, sweet Clackens. Okay, I think we're going to go with them, but we'll look at some of these other ones because they're fun. All right. And then we can see the Mirran races over here. Did I pick to be Mirran? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, well, we might have to consider playing something else. I forgot. All right, so Barbarians. And what units you have here. So Barbarians is a human function structure around a long tradition of primal warfare and cultivation of the warrior's code. While it is true that barbarians prefer focus on combat, their largest clans built great cities and their diplomats are able to sustain peace just as well as war. Growth rate very fast. So some cities will grow faster, some races rather, and some will grow slower. And you'll see that with the Clackens that's definitely a thing. They can't build. certain buildings, so animus guilds, cathedrals, and universities. I assume these are more refined things, more higher society things. This is also another thing is like you might have one race where they grow really fast and are good at, certain things, but then just aren't able to build certain buildings, and so that's the drawback from them. So some of those higher tier units and like specialized units, you won't be able to access as the barbarians. Now I assume it's the same way, and I'm assuming I'm remembering correctly, but you can capture different races cities, and it's not like they convert. So what race you start with doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the only race you have throughout the game. You should be able to control cities, I believe, by all the races, and kind of then you can fill out your strengths and weaknesses a bit. So +1 resistance and throwing attacks for melee units. Okay, certain units that are more refined cost more to make, and then they have a racial unit, the Berserker. I'm assuming this is that's the main draw of being the barbarians is the Berserker. And then you have the base production. So you'll find that power, production, and food. And I assume that some of these, there you go. Actually, Dark Elves historically had a lot of, they give you a ton of power. So I'm probably falling into something I did before, which is playing a race that I really focused on magical power. I'm sure that's one of the strategies I used and why I'm doing it now. Okay, we're definitely playing the Dark Elves. They have Night Blades. Yeah, I definitely want to play a Night Blade. Okay, we'll come back, but you can see they don't do a lot of production, but they have a lot of food. And if we go to dwarves, they're gonna have a lot of production, but then no magic. So barbarians, we got gnolls. That's really fun. They have a racial unit, the Wolf Rider. Excuse me. Okay. Melee strength, low growth rate. That's interesting. Cannot build a whole bunch of buildings. High elves, extra resistances, better chance to hit. Looks like I don't know if that's melee or just period. And forester skill for units except construct, spearmen, swordsmen, halberdiers, cavalry, and settler. Okay, this costs quite a bit extra. Interesting. I want to look at these Klakens here. Klakens are an insectoid race, most alien amongst the people of the Twin Plains. Their origins are unknown. The Klakens show a collective mind, a hive. So sweet, their hive mind. Where they possess a queen that rules this hive remains undetermined. But a powerful wizard is able to direct the collective to do their bidding. The Klakens are generally feared and disliked. Growth rate slow. That's weird. I thought they had a really high growth rate historically. Building restrictions, cannot build Sages Guild, shipyards, or temples. Seems okay. Other modifiers, +1 resistance, +2 armor for units except constructs. All land units cost 2 times the amount of production? Huh. Oh, the stag beetle. Remember the stag beetles. They have high production. I don't really understand. I guess I'm just a bit confused about the flavor of these guys. They get extra armor. They get higher resistances. But why is their growth rate low? I would think insects would have a high growth rate. I mean, maybe to balance something, but I'm not really sure. That doesn't make sense to me. And then reducing unrest. Yeah, he is really fun. Lyriel, the beetle guy. I think we're gonna yeah, I don't know. I'm really torn on what to do. We also have the Beastmen over here. They're a motley collaboration of demi-human creatures with beastly appearance. Their animalistic features are not as unified as those of the Gnolls, but many humans consider the two races kin. Beastmen do not have any recorded history or origin as a group. Instead, they're whispers of beasts throughout other folktales. Okay, no bonus or penalty for growth rate. They cannot build fantastic stables or shipyards. +1 melee attack, +1 resistance, +1 hits for basic units. So I guess they get more hit points. Spearmen, swordsmen, halberdiers, bowmen, and settler cost twice as much to produce. They get a little bit of power for each one of their units. Racial units, manticore, minotaur, and centaur. All right, I think what we're gonna do, I think we're gonna change something real quick. We're gonna audible here. We actually might see, is there one of these with like a bunch of nature? Some of these have, several of these have nature. Oh, there we go. Who's this? Freya hails from the cold northern lands, where her command of nature magic elevated her to great power and even worship. Her elven heritage and beauty earned her the nickname of the Snow Nymph, attuned to the land from which she hails. Freya's singular focus allows her to achieve nature mastery, a rare gift that amplifies her command of nature magic. Okay, so she is just, that's it. I think we still want to do that. Let me see. She was, yeah, so we'll make our own Freya. We're going to go all nature magic. We're audibling. We're going to go all nature magic. Lyriel, I don't know if you're still here. Do you like the Beastmen or the Clackens? You have a thought, or anybody else in chat maybe have a thought on the Beastmen or the Clackens? So we have to take Mirren to be Beastmen. Clackens look like we're on the surface, so leaning towards that. Nature mastery, we got to do that. Let me see. Oh, that allows us to get even like a higher tier spell here. All right, we like the bugs. Going with the bugs. All right. I don't think, I'm probably missing something. We're gonna keep moving on though. We get all the first level spells. We just know them already. This Crack's Call seems pretty powerful. The Basilisk is going to be pretty crazy. I'm considering doing with that. This Transmute could be really fun too. Oh, interesting. Converts. Oh, that's cool. Changes terrain to grassland, grasslands to forest. I mean, that's cool. I don't know if we're going to have enough to be able to cast and summon something like a Basilisk. So I'm tempted to just go with something like this. Earth Elemental, Gaia's Blessing. The city's 10% chance to convert the city's deserts to grasslands and mountains to verdant hills. Okay, so it makes land more useful. I mean, that's pretty cool. I kind of like the idea of like investing in the land. That's very like nature-y, nature themed. Okay, move fortress. That can be useful later on in the game. We got Gorgons, Earthquake. This is like an overworld thing you can do to someone. Iron Skin. Ooh, that's pretty hooked up. Petrify. That's pretty powerful. Elemental Armor. Whoa. Okay. Man, I like all of these. I think we're going to go with Gaia's Blessing. You know what? I want to get this. I don't think we're going to be able to afford it early on. We've got this. Has a 25% chance of just like killing someone outright. I'm so conflicted. Anybody have a thought? Choosing this highest level spell is going to be a really big deal though, because we'll want to use it a lot. Iron Skin could be really cool. You know what? We're already having pretty high defense units with the Clackens, so we'll lean into that with the Iron Skin. That's what we'll do. All right, Clackens, we'll get that Stag Beetle going. We already got +2 armor for all of our units. Yep, let's do it. We're like an hour into the stream and we're about to start the game. I did warn that it was going to be a slow start. We're going to be taking our time, so no apologies. But once we load in here, I'm just taking a drink break. Once we load in here, I will kind of explain some stuff before we get too much started. That's us. We're Freya. What do you No, we're Freya. We're playing Freya. She was like the most nature themed one, so I think Freya's like an Irish originally, like an Irish god. Is that right? Or am I getting my gods confused? Is it Norse or something? Or maybe all this is Greek and I have no idea. Cool. Welcome, O great Freya. If you could spare a moment of your time for your lowly servants, I would like to present you with the map manipulators I prepared for your arrival. So tutorial on or off. Let's go with on. We'll just like ignore it. Yes, we can click buttons. I don't think we need that much of a tutorial. All right, so we have our city here. I think we have a couple of views. Let me see here. I actually want to start with maybe magic. Yeah, here we go. This is what I was looking for. So you have power you get per turn, and that's one of those things when we're talking about you get extra, like the power you devote towards casting skill with the whatever advantage that was is increased. So you can divide it however you want among these three things. So research speed, mana, this is for actually casting spells, and then your casting skill. I believe your casting skill allows you to increase the amount of power you have. So it's a little bit meta here with having more of this increases this, I believe. All right, and then enchantments, I guess that we would have active, on world, I control, and then on me. I guess these could be negative, potentially. This is our transmute here. Okay, where our summoning circle is, I think we can create summoning circles in other places or maybe move ours. And then whenever summon creatures show up, they show up in that location. Because we live in this world. We live inside of our capital city, I believe. Mana reserve is 30, and we're getting +5 a turn. All right. Maybe we'll just lower this a bit. Maybe 2? Sure. And let me see what else. We'll just go left or right. Wizard info. That's all the stuff about us. To win the game, there is a spell you cast that will allow you to win the game. I think you can also like eliminate everybody else in the game, but the main typical way you do it, it's kind of like I'm already winning the game. Let me just go ahead and officially close it out kind of thing. And you cast the spell of mastery, and that makes you like, you know, the guy in charge. All these different things around. We kind of talked about this earlier. I think. Get out of the town management here. Does it tell me anything? Oh gosh, if you right click, it moves them. Won't let you click on them. It won't let you mouse over and tell you anything about them. That's really nice. F8 to report a bug. That's hilarious. So these, I don't know if these are Earth nodes or what these different things are, but these are things you move your troops and then you can go interact with them. It looks like we just have a Klacken swordsman is all we have to begin with. That's interesting. It's not really much. Mostly just gonna be using them to explore. Oh, it says armies 3. That looks like 1. Why did it say 3? Oh, it's button 3. Okay. All right. Hotkeys. All right. I don't know if this really needs hotkeys, but sure. So you can see your cities here. Cool. That'll allow you to go to your city, I guess, if you want. I believe there's another way of looking. Now I would like the tutorial to tell me stuff. Where'd the tutorial go? There should be different views of the city that you can look at. Town manager. Okay. How do I toggle the view of this city, though? Anybody know in chat? That's kind of annoying. There should be some way to show a different view of the city that is actually more helpful. It's like 2D. Maybe this is it. There we go. Wow. All right. I didn't see these guys. So yeah, as you build stuff, which I don't think Lariel's going to like. Looks like we're going to be taking out trees here when we're nature themed. Our summoning circle, our fortress, our wizard's tower, builder's hall. These are a couple of basic buildings we have. Those will allow us, just like as you might imagine, you can liquidate them apparently. I think that was in the base game as well. I think we did everything else except for diplomacy is not going to be active. Yeah, we don't know anybody. So, okay, sure. So I think that the first thing we probably need to do is build something, probably some units. We only have one. That's going to be pretty important. We definitely want to get down to the stag beetle pretty quickly. Let me see the construction. This place allows you to set up construction queue for your town. Pick from either buildings on the left or units on the right. It's hilarious that there's like a construction queue in this game from like the 90s when like Civ like got that, like at least in the latest version, like 6 months ago. It feels like I might be exaggerating, but it's not too far. Hover your wand over a building or unit. I like that they call your cursor a wand. That's really fun. To learn more about its purpose or characteristics. I mean, this is all like basic stuff. Yeah, grayed out means you can't build it. You need prereqs. So, stag beetle, we need stables and we need the armorer's guild. Do we have either of those things? I don't believe we do. Armorer's guild is going to require fighter's guild. Fighter's guild is going to require armory. What else do we need? Stables and the armorer's guild. Okay, so we need like 80 things before we can get to stag beetles. That's okay. We're willing to wait. We're going to be patient. We're going to get there. Miner's guild. What does that do? Probably gives us more production or more gold. Yep. And has a gold maintenance. Important to note. One of the things with the old school Clackens, you could get like a lot of, at least as far, I could be remembering this wrong. It might be one of the games I played in the interim, but you would get really big cities with them, and so you could generate. You have a huge population. A granary, I think, is kind of always a good way to go. Just to start off with, it just grows your city quicker. It is going to cost us a little bit in gold. I think after that, once we get our city growing a little bit quicker, then we'll start thinking about units. Mining is bad. This is sustainable mining. We're only doing sustainable things. Oh, an engineer, a non-combat unit, trade. Oh, to build roads. Okay. Aid in toppling enemy walls. That is cool. I vaguely recall using these guys. So we got swordsmen and we got spearmen. That's all we got. Let's queue up some swordsmen. See if we can get them to do something cool. I think that was just from the start of the turn. Gonna start research on a new spell. I forgot about that. Let's see if this tutorial is going to tell us anything interesting. Yeah, it's randomized 8 spells you can pick from. I thought there was like a spell or something you could do to reshuffle this as well. bug engineers. What does Coupe say? Oh yeah, you yeah, is that what he said? You just spoil the land or something and pile up filth or something. Yeah. uh, cool. Let me see here. Yeah, the Spell of Mastery is your final spell. It will only appear once you've researched most of the other spells. Acquiring new spell books will give you new spells to research. Research takes time. How much depends on the number of research points you produce and the spell's complexity. More powerful spells usually take longer. Cool. Pick a spell and then click research. All right, the tutorial's good. It's fine. It's pretty basic, as we would probably expect. So we got some pretty interesting things. Summoning Circle will probably let you move your Summoning Circle, if I recall. Can I click on it? Yeah. Don't really need to do that. Not really worried about it. I guess if we're going like hardcore into summoning, maybe that would be good. Dispel magic, not really too much worried about it. They could cast some pretty nasty spells on you, but I'm just not that worried about it. Oh, enchant item. So what you get is, again, randomized, so I'm really glad that we got enchant item. I was thinking something like Nature's Cures or maybe even the 7 upkeep on the Basilisk. Ooh, it's expensive. I think Basilisk or enchant item or Nature's Cures. Any thoughts from chat? What do you guys think? I think we're gonna go with enchant item, or maybe Basilisk. All right, so we can tell those guys, I guess, next turn to go there, and not producing enough food. Oh no, I didn't move units around apparently. Yeah, let's look at our city here. So we have 2 farmers, 2 workers, no rebels. That's good. Our rest is at 20%. So we could move up what we tax people by just a little bit. I guess we do that. I don't know why it said we weren't producing enough food. Because that seems like we were. Let's see if that was a... No. Interesting. All right, we'll do that. It's a little bit weird that I'm like clicking here. There it goes. Okay. I was clicking and it wasn't... You have to click twice maybe? Yeah, you gotta double click twice. Okay, a little weird, but sure. Oh, it says I'm only producing 1 food. That must have been just for the city. It didn't add in for units and everything. A few useful manipulators. I kind of like the way that they phrase all that. The flavor on this is really nice. Oh, okay. You have to activate Surveyor. Interesting. Okay. Suitable site for a town. 1.5 food. But it's within the borders of this one, so you can't build one. So ore reduces the construction cost of normal units. Can be changed into gold ore using the transmute spell. Okay. So that's some of the spells that we already have and already kind of know about. Actually, that should be under maybe magic. I don't know where to get to our spell book at. Where's our spell book? It's got to be somewhere, right? cast spells. There we go. Cool. So just double check the tutorial here. Make sure there's not anything really important that we're missing. I'm starting to just think that, yeah. So this is what I was talking about. This is both a world spell that you cast overland and then also one you can cast in combat. If you cast it overworld, then it's 1 upkeep per turn. All right, cool. Yeah, so Earth lore is... No, that's not the one. Perhaps it is it further page? Transmute? Did I grab the wrong spell? Perhaps I did. Thought we had one that we could cast overland that would, besides transmute, that would permanently change what. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I just want world spells, but yeah, that's all I'm seeing. I thought we picked the top tier one that would change what the world did, like continually. It would just slowly and gradually do it as long as we kept it upkept. But I don't see that now, so I'm like, did I pick the wrong thing? I must have. Oh, I was afraid that maybe it wouldn't have the spell enough. You know what? I think we're going to try Iron Skin on some of our units. Whoa, 5 upkeep. That's crazy. All right, let's get our warbears going, I guess. Okay, that's how we pop back and forth. We're learning to play. Is that Mithril? Oh, okay. Mithril. +1 power to the nearby town. That's really nice. City has an alchemist guild. All new units gain magical... Okay, they got magical weapons with +1 attack strength and armor bonuses. Oh, non-magical. Sorry. Can be changed. Mithril goes into silver. That's interesting. Realized. So this is how you interact with things out in the world. Some caves remove shelter from the elements, but some may hide a layer of the beast, or even a treasure trove. Okay, we've got 2 fire elementals with 12 attack strength to our 3 attack strength. There's 2 of them. I don't think that we want to be anywhere near this. Okay, I can send a familiar if I want to like auto resolve. I'm assuming is what that is. Let's check here. Yeah, odds are 100% of death. I like that. Thanks for the tooltip. I appreciate that. In case I didn't notice. Yeah, we're gonna not engage. That's what you do a lot in this. Is you'll find that you actually don't engage. So we'll keep moving along here. We'll go over here. Ancient temple or relics of ages past devoted to the worship of some unknown deities. Some seemingly abandoned and yet still beaming with old power. Beware this place may be guarded. It's got angels. Okay. So we're sensing a theme here. Man, these guys can't see far at all. whole lot to do here, doesn't seem like. Master, I come bearing gifts. Offer you a magic spirit. They are great scouts, and once you conquer a power node, they may be held within and provide power for you. So yeah, that's after you conquer a node, you send a spirit there, and it like melds with the node, and then you get the power from it. We shall indeed accept this unit. It should cost, I think, 1 mana a turn, if I recall. Spirits are really great ways of... where's it at? They're really great ways of exploring because, because they're flying, and I think they can see really far as well. It doesn't look like these hills are giving us extra view, which I find a little bit disappointing. We'll go here next time, and we'll see if it reveals more than 2 spaces, but I feel like the hills should definitely help reveal more. Yeah, so there's a power node. Yeah, I place magical power. Whoever controls it, tap into it with the give them the spirit. Yeah, to conquer a neutral node. Cool. Yeah, all right. So, can they even go up there? All right, got some mountains. Oh, okay. So we got some halfling spearmen that are offering to join our cause. Ooh, 99% resistances. That's kind of crazy. Okay, they're lucky. Okay, +1 to all their rolls, including attacks, armor, and resistances. Melee attack, and then... Okay. In exchange for 36 gold. I mean, we need units. We need them bad. So I think the answer to that can only be yes. Looks like we can walk over mountain tiles. It just took a bunch of movement. Get our halflings here, so that's good. Let's see if we can see how long until we get our... bears out, because I thought this was 3 turns while ago. I thought maybe it was ticking down. Yeah, it's gonna have some guardians there. Ah, cool, sprites, 4 of them. So in theory we could potentially in the near future take that place with just 4 sprites. I think that could be useful. Here, Fallen Temple are the remnants of ancient places of worship. They were once defiled by some dark influence and thus have fallen into disrepute and decay. Beware, this place may be guarded. All right, so we got halflings, skeletons, and ghouls. Okay, this place looks even easier to take, so I like that. We're not going to engage though, because I don't think this one group of halflings is going to be able to do too much. Grasslands. Dungeon. Okay, that's what it is. So I was like, what is this? Dungeon, and this is a monster's lair. These icons just kind of look like... Oh, we're already zoomed in as close as we can be. They kind of just look like piles of dirt. Gotta be honest. All right, well, we'll go check out the dungeon next turn. Keep exploring a bit here. Yeah, being at the top of a mountain doesn't give you any more view. That doesn't really... Not a huge fan. All right, so, apparently really looking at a true clone of the game, just with some updated graphics here. It doesn't look like they did a whole lot of adding features. That's a little bit disappointing. I'm sure they could do that afterwards now, but still. That's interesting. We got a forest with some wild game. So we can make forest friends, in case Liriel's watching. We don't hunt these creatures. We make forest friends because we're the nature themed guys. We've got a ancient temple here. Let's see what's in there. Ooh, that looks rough. Guardian spirit, unicorns. We got an angel. Yeah, that's no good. Okay. One of the things that is funny. Oh, you know what? That's cool. It's letting you click on it at least. I thought you used to have to like remember what was in a given place, and it looks like it's letting you like click and you can tell. That was one thing that was always kind of annoying, is that you just had to remember what was there. Oh, what do we have here? Gatewood, huh? So we got a high elf city with 9 people. It's independent, so it's not owned by one of the other lords. And then we see their units. They've got 5 swordsmen, it looks like, and 1 halberdier. All right. I mean, I could see us, expanding to this area. I kind of like it. See what our halflings have to check out here. Another node. Looks like a fire node, if I had to guess. Won't tell me any information about it just yet. There are no mere ruins. This is an old dungeon. Who knows what dark secrets lie hidden beneath. But beware, there are many dangers lurking in the dark. Oh man, giant spiders. Okay. They have us on most things. We've got 1 hit point. Do we really have 1 hit point? To its 10. It moves at a speed of 3. Okay, we're not going to do it with our halfling. I was trying to think if, like, with spells, maybe we could take this guy out, but I think we need, just to be safe, I think we need to get this unit back up here. And I think we're going to send the halflings here, and I think we can keep exploring with the spirit. Warbear summoned. Oh man, look at that. Why this looks like a chain. Lyriel's not gonna like that. Does it not remember? Oh, okay. So let's see. Can I see the stats? 7 attack strength, 8 health, 3 defense, 3 movement. And I think does that mean there are 2 figurines? I think that means there are 2 figurines there. Let's see. So this guy, oh yeah, figurines 2. Okay. And I assume each one of them has 10 health. I was correct. You did not like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Lyriel. All right. So we've got skeletons. Man, they got a fair amount of armor. Only 1 hit point though. But there's 3 of them. I think there's one place. I'm trying to think of where all. Okay, that was there. Definitely don't want to mess with the fire elementals or the pixies. Definitely don't want to mess with the angels. I thought there was one other place that didn't have very much. Maybe it was just those 2. All right, we're gonna see what's here, just so that we know. Yeah, we got multiple fire elementals and some hellhounds. Definitely don't want to engage with that. Sure, guys. While you're waiting for everybody to get up there, you can move. That's fine. That works. Is that what is that? Is that a wheat field? No, it's a forest. Okay. Just a different kind. Wait, did we already do that one? Yeah, we did. I just wasted that. That's all right. All right, our granary is done. So we got extra food. It's good news. We'll see if we can maybe put another worker on here. Gonna start building some units. How's our food? +0 on food. We're losing mana, so we need to change what's going on with our spells. Probably because we just completed our. I don't know what I'm clicking on. Probably because we just completed. Yeah, what should you up our mana 1? because we just finished casting our spell. So now we have a little bit more mana cost from these bears. And I think we want some so that we can actually cast some while we are in combat. So I'm just gonna up that just a little bit for right now, and then call it next turn. It's nice that it popped up and told us like, hey, you're running out of, you know, your troops are gonna starve next turn. It's nice that it didn't just like do that to us. So we got a cave. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a bunch of war bears living in that cave, and a bunch of spiders. I feel like Lyriel would feel like we should not. These guys are just living in there. It's a big cave. They got some spiders. They got some bears. Maybe some sprites are making their home in there. Why would we go mess with these guys? And I would tend to agree. We're going to leave them alone. What's going on in my city? My city's totally fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody's fine and happy in my cities. I don't know what the outrage is about. Everything's going good here. Ooh, a basilisk. Wow. Oh man, look at that guy. That's pretty fun. Pretty good art there. 15 attack strength. Woo. 30 hit points. I see why they're so expensive. Okay. I mean, they might be worth it. To be totally honest. Oh, this is the spot. Just the one. Yeah. So we'll plan on going there next. I don't know if our units can be, you know, we'll try. We'll move these units beside them and see how that goes and see if it allows them to engage in the battle as well. That would be cool if all adjacent units were allowed to engage in battle. So we got silver ore here, plus 2 gold. So that's nice. Can we change into mithril ore using the transmute spell? I thought mithril said it could be changed into gold with the transmute spell, so now I'm confused. It can be. I guess one gives you production, the other one gives gold. So transmuting them is potentially a lateral move. Mithril seems better. I don't know why you would I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it's gold versus power and production and attack strength through units. Mithril just seems better, period, which makes more sense to me than not. All right, we're gonna see if this works. If this lets us do this. No, it just wants us to engage with our bear. Interesting. All right. There we go. Turn or two, we'll be able to get there. A little bit slow going. I'd like to almost see more movement. I guess that was one of the choices you had was how the movement should affect, but it kind of just feels like I still want there to be a difference in the terrain. I just want everything to be more. So lizard caves, independent. They've got one guy guarding. That's basically like, come be our new leader. It seems like. All right, we're combining our armies. We shall strike next turn. Is there an auto explore for this guy? Oh, I would really like one. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. Fallen Temples. Wait, what? Oh, okay, cool. It moved for us. Command personally. I didn't look closer at the percentages. I think there's like a 30% chance of death. A few words of advice. Yeah, well, I'll take your advice. Oh, cool. Okay, so you can't wait out the clock if you're an attacker. I like that. Or potentially do like cheesy moves. Although 50 turns seems like forever. Okay. Spellbook here, that's to cast spells. We'll probably be doing that if we have enough mana. I didn't really look to see how much mana all of our spells cost to cast in combat. Okay, if you run away, things could go poorly. There was another clone of this game that was made that was actually it might actually be better. We'll have to see, but and it was by some people that thought they had the rights to this, and it turns out they didn't. I don't know how that happened. I assume the original company was defunct, and the IP still technically existed, but under somebody's ownership, but it wasn't really worth anything. It wasn't worth very much. So, anyways, but if you move in one of those, if you move to the edge of, well, this is weird. If you move to the edge of the map, okay, it is a square. If you move to the edge of the map and then try to retreat, you would be successful and wouldn't really suffer losses. Okay, there's notes. Oh, there we go. Info. Help. All right, I was like, notes you prepared. I didn't see the little highlight there. Okay. I almost forgot. If you'd like to get detailed information about the unit, click on it with the left click. All right. I will say, whoever did the writing for this did a really good job. I really like the flavoring that they got going on here. I think they did a really good job with that. So, 3 strength, 4 attack, 4 defense. Okay, so the ghouls hit a little bit harder, but they're pretty similar units. So we do have enough to cast some of this. Slowing them down if we had range units like sprites would be helpful, because then we get more shots in. We could actually, you can kite pretty well, or at least historically you could. Web could allow us to, if it does successfully hold them in place, the other ones will probably keep advancing, and then we could take them out. If we want to do 25% chance of just straight killing the unit, it looks like we don't even have enough magic for that one. Iron Skin, also ridiculously expensive. Oh, and then you can just upkeep it afterwards. That's interesting. Okay, so you don't have to cast it overland. Stone Skin, and then Giant Strength. None of these seem, honestly, that crazy. I kind of wish that we had more of like a direct damage kind of spell. I'm going to go with Iron Skin, though. I think casting on our bears. Make our bears even tougher. I wonder if being on this hill does anything for you. I kind of bet it doesn't, by the way everything else is played out. But that would be cool if you could, like, take the high ground. So we're going to step in here, I think. Try to take out some... Though that wasn't that exciting. Huh. Did my units not take any damage? Okay. I mean, that's cool. I don't know why. I guess it's just a % hit chance or something. I think we're gonna wait here. Well, is that all the movement I have if I go up there? Yes, it is. Okay, so they. Oh my gosh, they're gonna destroy my halflings. Oh my gosh, my 4 halflings. They're dead. They're dead next turn. Oh no. Alright, well, halflings weren't really worth anything. Oh, that's a little rough. Okay, so when you attack, you might just lose troops. I'm not... Okay, I did do some damage there. Wow. Combat feels bad so far. So I'm doing more damage to them while they're attacking me, and vice versa. It seems to often be happening. That's... And then there seems to be a huge amount of variance on... Like, I think I'm just going to get wrecked. That's what it feels like here. Yeah, I'm dying but for attacking them, which is like, okay. Yeah, I think we're going to get totally wrecked here. Huh. Oh, you get a second attack. Alright. So I'm killing these guys while they're attacking me. It almost feels like defending was working better. Okay. Your fame is decreased by 1. Oh, man. Lost 6 mana. Lost all my units. All right. Well, wow. That was rough. Okay. I don't really understand why it's that slow to start off with. Like, if you... Maybe this was like the difficulty thing? Because that's crazy to me. That, like here, I could kill a spider. Like, that's all I could do. I couldn't kill... Okay, at least the other units are dead and they're gone now, and this guy's damaged. But, that just seems a little bit crazy to me that like the game starts that slow. I thought it gave you... I guess I'm thinking of the clone of this. It gave you like 3 or 4 units to start with. Maybe that was an option that I didn't see. Maybe one of those difficulty options that I picked is making the combat particularly difficult, perhaps. Okay, so we got 1 set of units. Let's see if we can kill this one skeleton here, I guess. We'll command this personally. Yeah, I have to say though, that felt pretty bad. That didn't feel good. And like there being, benefits to attacking as opposed to not. Let's see if there's any benefits to being up on a raised hill. I bet there's not. Okay. Well, that turned out to be easy. 30 mana, 30 gold, and we got some experience for our swordsman. Sure. Oh, sprites are even more expensive than our bears. Maybe because they shoot? Sure, let's cast. We need some units, so we're gonna summon some sprites. I don't think we want to attack whatever this is. 10 health. Number of hits each figure. Okay, so it's got 20 health. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Right, because I think our guys have 1 health each, and we got 6 of them. Ooh, Got a little river here, I guess. The river looks more like a creepy vine or tentacle or something. That's a pretty cool looking cave. Couple of hellhounds. Nothing crazy. All right. I wonder if some of these settings too aren't so much, don't so much change the difficulty as they change. Like in theory, it's supposed to be difficulty, but in reality, it's like, well, it just takes the first 25 turns to get things going. Oh man! All right, we got a hero. We need to queue. So what is that song? I think it might be called Hero. We need a hero to save us. All right, so he's got 6 health, 4. Oh, he's ranged. Okay, 4 range. That's awesome. I mean, absolutely, we're gonna hire this guy. Natural enhanced weapons. Oh, that's cool. Lets him hit units that are normally immune to regular weapons. Oh, and he's a noble. I think nobles like give you gold. I think the game just had some pity on us. They're like, you're getting wrecked. Excuse me. How do I tell? Oops, wrong button. Units, there we go. How do I see your... Tell me about yourself. How do I see as like more... Oh, I gotta right click, okay. Sometimes you get a right click, sometimes left click. Okay, equipment, he doesn't have any, that makes sense. That was our Volt. That's disband. Yeah, noble. Contributes 10 gold per turn. Oh, okay. Times a level per turn. So he's level 1 noble, I assume. All right, well, the game had pity on us, it would appear. Let's try to get our units back together, I guess. Might as well. Fallen Temple. Whew, that's a lot of guys. All right. Death Knight, werewolves, ghouls. I feel like it's going to get a little bit annoying clicking on these things each time. I kind of wish it would just like, you know, I guess, I don't know. I feel like it could save some clicks there with a little bit of automation, I think. All right, so we'll go over here. Well, hopefully you guys don't have, if you try this out, you know, this slow of a game. I don't know if it's some of the settings I picked or what. All right, we summoned our sprites. Sweet. Maybe we should give a little bit more time to these animations just to let you guys see them, see what they look like. Pretty cool. Someone spent a lot of time on them, I'm sure. All right. Another coast. Awesome. Looks like the sprites can move very far. That's great. So that we can go ahead. So I think we're going to be able to missile down this guy. No problem. I think we're going to be able to do a lot of damage before they even get close. I assume losing units affects your overall combat strength. Oh no, they're not flying anymore. Can they still shoot though? That's the question I have. All right, cannot fly till end of battle. That's fine. Can we shoot? Do you have a range? Ammunition, hit chance, attack strength. Oh, maybe they're CC'd. Here, can this guy? Oh yeah, he can. Okay. He has a 0% chance of hitting. Oops. All right. Well, range penalties. That makes sense. Yeah, I think the sprites are just CC'd for right now. Chance, still 20% chance. Take what I can get, I guess. All right. I really don't want these guys to even engage. How do I tell you just to enter? All right. Oh, that ends my whole turn. Perfect. Exactly what I meant to do. Okay. They hurt. Cool. Oops. Oh my gosh. It's going to kill everything. You serious? Why can't I move? Oh, okay. That's really annoying. You have to click to move right beside something and then click again to attack. Like, it should just do that automatically. Okay, this guy has enough movement to do something else. I think he's going to die next turn. Okay. This sucks. Oh my gosh, these spiders just gonna just completely just... Is this one set of spiders gonna kill everything I had? I feel like this should be a little bit more clear if it's this difficult. We're just gonna... Wow. One set of giant spiders. Interesting. I think this is telling me that I don't know how to play this game. I think that's what we're learning here. Yeah, I don't know really what to do with that. Well, we might just be calling the stream here, and I might have to figure out how to play this game and circle back around and tell you guys once I figured it out. 'Cause I don't know how much fun it's going to be for me to just constantly lose to everything to figure out how to play. I don't know if that's a difficulty setting that is making the combat so one-sided. My units were not really hitting it. I don't know why. I don't know if there's some hidden mechanic. I mean, they got a +1 to hit, so they should be maybe hitting more often. Sure. Maybe my melee attack was lower, or my I mean, the swords represent the percentage chance, and it's every 10. So I'm not really sure why those units would perform so poorly unless it was a difficulty thing. That's all I can figure out. Well, I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. So far, disappointed in some things. I mean, the fact that you have to click twice in combat to go somewhere, like in Overland. Like, I'm allowed to do that really quickly. Like, that was easy to do, to just click and it move there. The fact that combat movement doesn't do that just shows like a level of a lack of refinement that is frankly pretty disappointing. The combat not being clear. Like, if I'm getting modifiers, maybe they have low morale because the bears were chained up. I think that could be it, Lyriel. I think that really could be it. They units didn't had low morale because the bears had the chain around their neck. You know, in the older one, like, there were... So anyways, I'm sorry, let me finish the thought I had. Like, if there was a change in difficulty, like, if that's something that's affecting this, then I would expect this to say this, and then to have this number in parentheses beside another number, and then that to have the true number, like, based on difficulty. And if that's not happening, or... yeah, I don't know, or something else, like, there's just no clarity on what is going on. So, yeah, I'm not sure what is up with that. The turns are a bit slow, and the start is a bit slow with only one unit. Again, that might be something I can change in the start settings. I will play around. This was my first time loading into the game. I'm interested. I'm still very interested. If this isn't good, I'm definitely not recommending it yet. I know of another game that is. That was the other clone of this, and assuming it's still for sale and there wasn't some legal issue, because again, I think they thought they had the license for this, and I think it's fine they called it something else. I don't think anybody's suing anybody over it, but I have to see if it's still available. They might have just sent them like a cease and desist where they couldn't sell it anymore. I have no idea. I'm speculating wildly. I think I could change up some of the spells that we started off with. Maybe that would help. Also, Earth doesn't feel super strong, but it could again be that I'm doing something wrong. It could be that you really need to go with one of these min-max strategies where, you know, maybe you have a lot of extra power because that's what you did with your wizard. I tend to think that that's going to be a stronger way than going deeper into the spell line, which is a little bit disappointing. You know, if I start off with like something like Basilisk or some other really high level spell, but I don't have the magic to cast it to begin with, because some of the upkeep on these guys are like 5, and I think it's like a 2nd tier spell, not even a 3rd. That's a little bit disappointing. It's a little bit kind of weird. So yeah, anyways, trip down memory lane, very fun. The game itself, you know, I'm honestly like kind of disappointed. I'm not like so disappointed that I like maybe don't want to play the game, but I am pretty disappointed. Like there's just some polish that would be very easy to add to the game, but we'll see. You know, it looks fun. So maybe it's just me. So we'll circle back around. I'll play some and maybe give you guys some edited footage that might be a little bit more fun to watch in more condensed format. But anyways, we're gonna call it here for today, and I'm gonna reload and restart and play around and see if I can figure some stuff out to pass on to you guys. But I appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. And Lyriel, make sure no chain bears next time. I'm sorry about that.